Uh,
Uh,
Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. This is the Blaze the Lion podcast. I am your host, Blaze the Lion. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. If you are watching right now, we are live on two platforms. We are live on iSquad TV on Facebook, and we are live on YouTube on the Blaze the Lion podcast channel. Yes. So that means if you're watching right now, like right now, I beg you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a damn friend about the Blaze the Line podcast. Uh-huh. Already in the chat, we got a couple people.
other friend.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them right now. Tell the
The
friends
hunters, right now. Yeah.
right now.
The hunters are looking fabulous. Hello, beautiful people.
Thank you.
Hey.
Love that.
It's not every day that I get called beautiful.
They're talking about the other John, not you.
Well, on this podcast, you're the only John, so it's all
Ooh,
good.
true.
all right. This is episode 59. Oh, we getting there. Episode 59. And this month's theme, all month, it's the month of love. It's the month of hearts. It's the month of Hallmark cards and poinsettias. No, not poinsettias. No,
That's
sorry, wrong one.
roses.
Roses and orchids and yeah. Yes. It's the month of trust, a month of communication, a month of transparency, meaning stop lying, ladies and fellas.
Okay.
All right. So this is our second episode for this month. And we have another power couple. But before I get into this lovely, fabulous, beautiful power couple, allow me to introduce my lovely queen / co-host. You're on the
Trying to reach me.
hey.
There you
Kinda like reach
Yeah.
out and touch each other, almost. Kind
go.
of.
So
sort
cheesy.
So I'm trying to get. See, that's fellas. That's why men hold back, right? Because then we get into our like romantic and emotional bag, right? We start opening up, and then we get called corny and cheesy, and then we go back into our show. And this is why we have a theme called Power Couples.
It's
Indeed.
become a therapy session.
All right. So before I got interrupted, trying to introduce my lovely co-host, let's try this again. So, my beautiful co-host, none other than Madame Tamiko Chambers.
Welcome.
Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again.
All right. Yes. All right. We have a couple guests here on the screen. For those who will be listening to the audio, you obviously can't see the screen, but just wait for it. You gotta wait for it. Because in the meantime, we gotta pay bills. So big shout out to our sponsor, Star Child Social. For all your digital marketing needs, from logos to web design to overall branding for your company. You want to be a business owner, you need to brand. What's going to separate your business from others? How are you going to stand out? Go to starchildsocial.com for more information. Yeah, see?
Love it.
All right. Also, if you are loving the movement and you want to get involved and you're seeing these shirts, hey, that my co-host is not wearing tonight, but it's okay. I'll represent by myself. Hey, all right.
I didn't know there was a uniform for tonight, man. shirt.
Well, you know, the uniform for tonight is actually love.
Okay.
All right. So you put on the breastplate of love tonight.
Oh my lord.
All right. So I feel like I'm all alone on this ship right here. All right. So the story of my life.
Oh,
If you loving the movement, I keep getting interrupted. See
I'm
this? I'm just
writing
trying to pay bills out here and
Breastplate
just
of
be a
love.
gracious host.
State of love. I'm writing it
I like
down.
You know?
It was a breastplate of righteousness, but I'll go with the love, though. I'll go with
Yeah, love the remix right there. See?
Yeah.
That's from the Book of Blaze.
oh my lord.
One.
All right. So, if you would like to be a part of this movement, all right, and you want to donate, you want to contribute, we got you. All right, you can go to anchor.fm/blaze the lion/support, and we got 3 tiers for you for as little as $1 a month, people. $1. Second tier is, excuse me, second tier is $5, and third tier is $10 a month. And again, you get apparel. You get to say to others, to the world, that you're a part of the Blaze the Lion podcast movement. Not everybody can say that. And you may mock, and you may laugh and chuckle right now. But one day, just one day, they'll understand. All right. So, moving forward,
Intro
tonight's
long
guest.
intro.
Tonight's guests are a unique couple. They are extremely strange, very weird. They stand out in the crowd. Their goals align. They are believers in the Most High. Indeed. They represent Black love. Mhm. They represent similar taste in home decor, as you can see in the background. They're also matching, for I even see one of my guests wearing pink, and the other one has a little, yeah, I see it. Is it?
That wasn't on purpose, by the way. We do that a lot. Man.
Lies.
For
Lies.
real.
No, but it's okay. That's what power couples do.
No,
We
seriously.
really do, which is
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
I wasn't even trying to see what she was wearing tonight.
I mean, down to like if I have polka dots on, he'll be in the other room and he'll come out in polka dots, and I'm just like, dude, really?
See,
Yes.
you all are aligned.
Yeah.
Indeed.
we are.
So tonight's guest for episode 59 is none other than John and Kettelyne. Hunter, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Shout out to everybody in TV land, everybody dropping their comments. Beautiful co-host indeed. Yes.
Thank you, Giselle.
So the question is, well, everyone keeps asking, what exactly is a power couple? What qualifies couple as a power couple? Is there schooling? Is there education? Are there certain experiences? Do you have to live in a certain region? Like, what really breaks down power couple? So for that, I'm going to go to our guests. Why are you a power couple?
You want to start, babe? Where?
Starting out heavy.
Okay.
I think for me, right, and people define it so many different ways, right? Everything that you just went through, that makes up a power couple. But I think for me, and I think for us, it has a lot to do with similar interests, similar personalities, connection, right? So being able to share with my spouse anything and not feeling a certain way about it, right? Not hiding, not, just being myself, right? And I could say for me, that's not something I've ever had before. So that's a big part of being a power couple, right? And then I was reading something the other day and it really hit me. It was saying that when you're a power couple, when you have a disagreement, right, or where you something doesn't go right, but the next day you guys can get through that and still communicate with each other, right? There's a lot of couples out there that, you know, they have arguments, they have disagreements, they have tiffs, as I like to say, and that lasts for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, weeks, and when are you going to get past that, right? So a lot of those things we've learned, I think, individually, and then with us together, that's what makes it a power couple for me. Mic drop.
One, agree with everything that you're saying. But I also feel for myself, us being a power couple, especially at such a young space in our time together, is this true sense of authenticity that we bring to the table to one another, right? So our power lies in who we are as individuals and how we bring that together as a couple. And we're authentic, we're transparent, we're vulnerable, we allow each other to be ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I do make fun of him sometimes for being himself, but nonetheless, I love.
Like what?
I know.
Like what? Like what? You want to know?
Oh my gosh, let me tell y'all.
I just have my tendencies.
No, I'm gonna tell the story. So one time,
tendencies.
He has tendencies. One time, I swear he had some stock in Florida Power or something, because this man washed 2 face masks in a full load of laundry. That was it. That was the only thing in the laundry, was in the washing machine, was 2 face masks.
Look at Blaze's face. Look at his face.
I mean, they're going to be clean. They're clean.
Blaze, I'm from the islands, okay? We wash nothing with our hands. And that's what I said to him. I was like, dude, like, you wash it with your hands real quick.
Could you not just...
Yes, old school, like, we from the islands. You know,
hey, but real talk, people wouldn't have made it through that. Some women would have broke up with their man just because of that. Just because of that.
The
Straight
whole
up.
wash cycle.
Straight up.
Spin, rinse, I was like,
Ooh.
I mean, I wash my mask in the washer too, but I throw it in with the clothes.
right, right. That makes sense. But no, going back to power couple,
Yes.
is understanding those things, right? Understanding those things, and well, it's true. It's all my fault. Understanding those things, understanding the authenticity behind who we are as individuals, and who we are as individuals when we come together makes us really powerful. Like, I remember us sharing that I'm not bringing 50% to this relationship, and I hope you're not either, because there's no 50-50. Like, we both bring in 100%, and at the times when I can't give 100 or you can't give 100, our average is up, right? Because if you're only giving 90% at the time because of work or other responsibilities, and I'm giving 100%, then that means our average is better and higher. So that's what I think makes us a power couple.
I love that. And what John said is true, where couples argue for the lamest reasons, things that are really so trivial. And I've been there, where one thing, it could be how you wash clothes, right? It could be you work too much, whatever it is, and it blows up, and it can last days, it can last weeks, and there are grudges being held and all sorts of things. So being able to appreciate the differences, even if it may not make total sense to you, still embracing it and loving it anyway.
Right. And the thing with that, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I was just having this conversation with my sister about maturity in a relationship, and how if both people are continuously growing, but they're actively wanting to do that, not because the other person is bugging them to, and it could be spiritual growth, it could be, in whichever way, that momentum makes sure that the relationship isn't stagnant, and so therefore there is always new things happening, and it's not always going to be perfect. But if you've got that maturity there and that communication there, then yes, that's going to make you a power couple, regardless of how he may wash his 2 face masks.
Right.
That's gonna be the joke of the whole podcast. So I can already see it.
It is like it's in the comments already.
So literally, we airing out dirty laundry. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
But they're clean though. They're clean though. I mean,
But to add on to that, right? We're not in our 20s, right? We're 40 something, but we're set in our ways, right? Like we've all been in relationships that didn't work, right? We both have, and we have to be able to compromise, and that's one of the first conversations we've had. Like, what are your non-negotiables, right? What are the things that upset you? What are the things that tick you off? And every single day I'm learning so much about Kettelyne. Like, I'm never going to learn everything in the time that we're together, right? It's a continuous process. But we set that foundation from the beginning that, like, we're going to really, really make this work, right? There's no getting out of it. There's no, like, we're like I said, we're going to have our bad days. We're going to have, you're not going to always wake up every single day like, oh my God, like, like,
I love you, butterflies.
That's not reality, right? We're very happy, but like sometimes TV and sometimes Instagram, they paint a very different picture of what marriage really is.
More intentional.
Right? Very intentional about every single day showing her how much I love her in different ways, and she does the same thing. So that's what's important at the end of the day.
There is beauty though and love later in life in your 40s, I can say, because I was very young the first time I fell in love with my son's father, and you don't know who you are, right? You don't know what you want out of life. You're still learning so many different aspects of who you want to be, who you are, what your goals are. And it's not to say there's plenty of couples who've gotten together very young and have stayed together, but there is this true sense of freedom when you're this age in your 40s and you come into a relationship and you come into with people, and not just romantic relationships, also friendships. There's this freedom of you just knowing who you are and being yourself, and allowing that person to say, hey, I dig this person and I want to get to know them better, and I want to spend time with them, and I want to build with them and grow with them. And that's what I think is pretty incredible about our relationship specifically, but even others that I see.
Yeah. Scotty, what up, Scotty, in the chat? What's good?
Scotty.
I ain't seen Scotty in years, man.
It takes a podcast to bring him out, right?
Right, I'm telling you. Huh?
I wish I could see everybody who's on. I think we see some people. Oh, hey. Oh, I see them. Oh. Hi, Yana. Hi, Chanel. Hi, Toika. Hi, Steph. Steph's my sister, y'all. Hey, Marcellus. Hey, Nazir. I know, right? I'm shouting them out. People want to hear their names sometimes. They want to feel like they're included. Yeah, they're part of this. So they want to feel included in this. Hi, y'all.
Oh, my God.
All the
So we have Queen of HR here. She knows her stuff.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
I'm a podcast virgin, y'all. Straight up. I'm a podcast virgin.
You're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So how long oh, stop it. How long have you been together? Because you referred to your relationship as young.
Yes. So John and I reconnected in May of 2020. We had our first date officially 4th of July weekend of 2020, so about a month later. And we became a couple like the following week.
I wasn't playing no
Okay,
games.
for those who don't know, we were also long distance. I was living in Atlanta and he's living here in Fort Lauderdale, South Florida. So we started dating in July. John proposed and asked me to be his wife in November, and
All right.
got married in August of 2021. So, yeah.
No games,
Very
evidently.
young in our relationship, but
But you've known each other for forever, right?
yes,
Yeah.
we've known each other for over 20 years. Yeah, we knew each other in college. We ran around the same circle. We are both Greek, so we had that in common. And just when a man knows, he knows. Yeah, I'm glad he knew about me.
That's a real thing, though. Like,
Sorry.
people ask me that even to this day, like, right? Like, it was so quick. How did you know? And I mean, like,
And he knew before I did.
yeah,
He did. He
like
knew
they asked us that question at the wedding, like, who's the first person to say that they loved each other? And I was like, that was me. Like, I knew, right? Like, there wasn't a whole lot of hesitation. And now we knew that there was going to be a lot of work going in, because remember, I'm down here in South Florida and Caitlin's in Atlanta. So, you know, we had a conversation, and she's like, what do you need? And I'm like, no, actually,
I was gonna
that.
say,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
reverse.
I asked you that. Yeah, I asked you, what do you need? And she's like, well, for this to work, like, we really have to be able to see each other every 2 weeks, right? And I took a deep breath, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this, right? And it was sacrifice on both of our parts, right? It was, COVID was a blessing. Flights were cheap, right? We're flying back and forth every week. We didn't go 10 days, maybe 12 days max without seeing each other, but we were very intentional, right? That's the word. We were very intentional. We were very committed to each other from the jump. And like we said, like, we're going to make this work regardless, you know? And so that's why for me, you know, Caitlin used to always say to me, like, don't focus on time so much, right? Like, it's important, but it's not the end all be all, right? And I took that to heart. I really did. So that's how we got here. That's kind of the short story of how we got here.
Yeah.
That's the short version.
Yeah.
Really quick. Again, shout out to Scotty. Those who are watching this episode right now, click that like button. Click the damn like button, please. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to the Blaze the Line podcast. We do this every Tuesday, 9 p.m. We have a special guest. All right. All month, we have power couples lined up. And at the end of the month, we have a power couple panel. That's me and my co-host will actually not be hosts that episode. Will actually be panelists. So you flipping a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I got to give some more shout outs because my people are liking the shout outs. So, hey, Ralph, thank you so much. I see Sherry in there. Hi, Sherry. Stephanie, you're funny. Cherison says he's not sure if he was really quick after all because it took you 20 years to lock it down. Now, Cherison knew us in college too. So,
Cherison, it was a long time coming, man. You know that, Cherison.
So seriously though, thank you so much to everybody logging in, and a lot of you already know the story, but you're just out here to support us, and we are so appreciative because honestly, the other thing that makes us a power couple is our friends and our families, the ones that pray for us, the ones that support us, the ones that listen without judgment, the ones that tell us you bugging, you need to relax and stop. And a lot of them are on right now. So they help our relationship so much. You know, I tell people there's a fine line between telling your entire business to other people and trusting a few really special close friends with some of the things that are impacting your ability to grow, not only as an individual, but as a couple. So thank you so much for coming on and supporting us. Kenyatta, oh my gosh, that's my kickball buddy. Thank you, my kickball. I'm so humbled, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm really humbled right now.
No, it's a beautiful thing. Support is essential. Support is essential.
It really is. Thank you. Thank you. I am really humbled. And I'm a baby, man. I'd be crying.
I got the box of tissues here.
You do have a box of tissues. You showed it earlier. You came well prepared.
Yep.
This girl said he was the Jacob playing with Rachel. Wow. I'm sorry. Y'all need to go read.
Who said that?
So if y'all don't know that story of the Bible, y'all need to go read it.
That was well said. I like that.
Very well said.
So what would you say? What would you say is your superpower as a power couple? What would you say is the thing that you both have as a couple that stands out, a quality that stands out?
Do you mean individually or what we bring
Together.
So what we bring together, our superpower would be, for me, it probably is our ability to bring people in. We are two very social beings, and we have this, I don't know, it's really this innate ability. I love to host. I love having people over. And so we do this amazing job of bringing different groups of people together and just really aligning the energy and spaces. And I think that's probably what I would say is our superpower, is our ability to bring people together and just really be one when we're in a group.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, just the ability to for whatever reason, right? Separately, people are drawn to us for whatever reason, right? Like that good energy that people feel, and we'll be at the store and people will say like, "Man, I was just drawn to your energy. Like I just had to say hello to you. I just had to, do something extra special for you out of my way." And that happens a lot. And
that's happened quite a few times.
With us together, it happens even more. Right. So I just feel like we have that energy, right? That positive vibe, as people say, and like people are just drawn to us, and then we like to get people together, right? That's our superpower. Like people that maybe would not have talked to each other before. We're like, all right, y'all gonna get together and talk, right? We're gonna work this out, we're gonna have some fun, we're gonna do whatever it is. So I think that's our superpower for sure.
Which is evident really, because the chat is just going crazy right now.
The chat is going bananas.
Yeah, so clearly you are definitely loved, and you definitely have a great set of people around you.
Either that or they were bribed.
I don't got money like that to bribe them, so I don't know what we bribed them with.
It's all.
I mean, $20 a person.
Thank you. Yo, can you make that last comment real big like you did the other one? Well, not
Which
the last
one?
Before.
Which one?
The Chanel one. I like that.
Chanel.
Yeah, that one. That I like that. Yeah, I can't cook.
Oh wait, you can cook. So you're just holding back on us, really? Because
no. So funny story where we were talking on the phone. You know how men always be like, "Can you cook? What you cook?" I was like, "Man, I can't cook. I can't even boil water. I don't know."
She lied to me, y'all. She lied.
I was like, I don't even know what to tell you. I can't even boil water.
I knew you could cook because you posted all the pictures of food from.
I did.
Back.
I didn't think through that.
I saw all those pictures. I know you.
I didn't think through all that when I said it, but I told him I did not know how to cook, and I couldn't cook.
He's like, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to boil water. I'm like, really? Caribbean background. I see all these pictures. Come on.
Fake news, y'all.
Come on.
So what would have happened if she really couldn't cook? Would that change anything?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Yes, because you already said that.
That's a good question. I'm not even front, right? Like
I was like, a lot of these people.
No, let's be real. So I like to cook, right? People that know me, I like to cook. I like to grill. I like to barbecue. But I wouldn't say I would have thought twice, but it would have been like, right? Like that's.
He would have paused.
I would have paused. I would have paused. Yeah, I would have paused. I would have been like, can we make this work, right? But I would say right now, it's probably like what, 70-30, 60-40, I would say, as far as cooking, right? So yeah.
Who's the 60?
I'm good with
70.
it. I'm good with it. I'm happy to admit that, right? But like I've never been the type of person that's just like, yo, like you gotta cook. I'm just gonna sit around and watch TV. I've just never been that guy. So yeah.
And he's so appreciative. And he helps too. Like if I'm like, hey babe, can you cut these onions? Can you cut these peppers and stuff? He's very helpful in the kitchen. So it makes it a lot easier when you have a partner that supports you. And we'll wash the dishes, put everything up, stuff like that.
Yeah. So if I'm not cooking, I'm putting up the dishes, I'm doing other things to try to help, right? But I would have paused though, Blaze. I definitely would have paused. That wouldn't have been a non-negotiable, but I would have paused.
He told me he would have paused. He said that would have been hard for him to get.
It would have been
Which I
hard.
was like, but you've been eating before me, so what's the big deal?
I wasn't eating good
Oh,
though. Hey, remember those Foxcroft days? I was not eating good, Blaze. Not eating good.
The memories. But that leads me specifically to this next point. This is a question for both of you separately. So whoever wants to go first. I know you guys knew each other from before, right? For about 20 years. But in this current journey, right? As a couple, these past 2 years or so, what was the biggest challenge? Or was there a red flag where you weren't really sure? And be honest, be transparent for you all power couples.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to go first.
I wouldn't say challenge. I wouldn't say red flag actually, but big challenge for me, right? And this was more of a mental thing. So those of you that know me, I've been a single dad for 7-8 years, right? Raising my son, raising a king, and it was just on me for the most part, right? For the most part. And it was tough to share that space, right? It was tough to say, like, Jeremy, this woman is going to be my wife. This woman, and this is at 7-8 years old, right? This woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. This woman is going to be a part of your life. This woman is going to not just be taking you to ball games and having fun, discipline, all of that comes with it, right? And that was tough for me, right? Especially, he's like, who is this? Like, who is this? Like, so it was tough for me to see how he reacted, sharing my love for someone else when my love was 100% towards him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was hard. Like that, it's still not. It's still, things come up. We work through it, right? It's still less than 2 years in, but that was the biggest challenge for me. Like 100%, I can say that. So, your turn.
The biggest challenge, well, the original biggest challenge was distance, of course, but we were able to kind of mitigate that, work through that.
Yeah.
As a couple together, I think one of the biggest challenges for me was to let go. Because the same way he says for years, he, he's a dad and everything. For years, I was a mother, and I had just become an empty nester, and my son was away in college doing his thing, being awesome, and I was playing kickball. Hey Reggie, I see you in there. And teaching cycle and working, and I had like my own life going on. I had like my own like space where I felt really comfortable in. I had my village. Well, they're called my village. I had my village that I would hang out with, and then I had, my kickball crew and my personal close friends, and so it was really hard to like give it all up, right? And to say that I am going to entrust everything in this man and say goodbye and come down here to South Florida and be with him, and that was really a challenge for me.
Yeah, I see both of those. I see both of those. With Tamiko and I, that was a concern, right? Because we didn't know how our kids would react to each other or react to us, right? Being together. But I can firmly say that from the first day that her daughters loved me, like I was.
they actually did.
Yeah.
They actually did. And that was out. I didn't, bribe them or anything. I left it really open to see how they would naturally react. And I think Gabrielle was like hugging you within like 5 minutes or something,
We
which she doesn't.
by the end of lunch, we took pictures. We were all, it's like a
Yeah.
family.
And especially the youngest one, like she would tell you about yourself. She's my old soul. So she would happily tell a grown person about themselves.
Right.
But she just
She's told me.
gravitated. She has, yeah. She's told you since.
It's like comfort level.
But it's such a delicate subject. I remember when I met Blaze's son, and I was so nervous because it could go either way. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and in my eyes, if he were to turn around and not like me, that's a wrap. I mean, you can't force that kind of thing.
Right.
You know, you can try, but it just, out of experience, because I've been a stepchild a couple times over, it can completely mess up the whole dynamic. No matter how in love the couple is, the kids are a huge part of that, and they have to be happy within that dynamic.
It's true. And also, you know, he has a younger son, I have an older son. Even that is a challenge because, as a 21-year-old, my son is very sure of who he is and what he wants. He's very protective of me, and I know this. And so that was I remember when they were first meeting, and I shared with John about Marcellus, like what he likes to do and about him and stuff. And he's so funny. The very first thing he said to me, like, he was like, "He's taller than you said." I was like, "No, I didn't." He's like 6'4", 6'5". He was like, "He's really tall." But that was like his first.
The first time you meet someone.
The first time he kind of looked up at him, and I was like, "Now you see, whenever I talk to him, I have to take 2 steps back." I'm like, "Can you please sit down so I can have a conversation with you?" Because he's so tall. But it was funny that was his first thing. Like, "Oh my gosh, he's so tall." But we had a really nice dinner, and I know it was also surprising for my son because I've never brought a man around my son, and so for him, it was very much like, "Who are you?" And my mom actually introducing you to me, and what's that all about? So I don't know. He's in this room, so he might have his own take on it, and he might share.
Come on, let's
Feel
see.
free to come in the chat. Feel free. So, John, let me get your view on that. How was that experience? How was that initial journey of having someone with a son that was older?
That was tough, right? I had never. I have dated someone that had kids before, but younger kids, right? Like, Jeremy's age, maybe a little bit older. So that's tough, right? Like, it's a whole different kind of dynamic. People form their own opinions about you from early on, right? And it's tough to change them. So that was hard, right? That was just, and I think I think it made it a little bit more difficult just because, I'm down here, Caitlin's up there. I'm only seeing her for 2-3 days at a time, right? So it's not like I'm in the house all the time or she's here all the time. So it was very touch and go, I would say. So it was tough, man. It was tough, yeah. Can't even front, But because I love her so much, I'm gonna continue to work on that relationship, right? I'm gonna continue to try. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and kids at that age can be cruel because I remember when I was in my early 20s and my mom was dating, I never gave the guys any chance.
Right.
Purposely, I didn't care because I said, "This is my mom. There's no guy on earth that, that I trusted." Right. So I would purposely do things to test these guys. I was bad.
You told me some of those stories, man.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed that you were not my child. My son is a good human being. Like, I mean, I say that a lot, and I even actually recently shared it with him. He's just a good-hearted person, and so if he felt any kind of way, he's very respectful. The only way he'll come at John wrong if John does something to me. He will. But if anything else, he'll just say something to me, like he'll ask me questions, or he'll want to know from my perspective what's going on. He would never, come at John any kind of way unless it was, an extreme type of situation. And it wouldn't even. I'm not even speaking of him specifically. That would be any man. He would.
Right.
He'd go at his daddy if his daddy tried me. So but he's pretty laid back, so he doesn't try stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's like water break.
Yeah. Going back, and I go back to this that we spoke about earlier. I want to dive into this a little bit more. The differences. And I kind of want everyone here to kind of share, even my lovely co-host.
Oh, sorry. Did you see that comment?
No.
Hey, Marcellus. I'm Fraser. That's my son. That's Marcellus.
That's so
hey,
sweet.
that's what's up.
Oh my gosh. There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah. That's the end of the podcast. We don't need anything else. Thank you all for tuning in.
That's beautiful.
Yes. So going back to what we spoke of earlier briefly, dating in your 20s versus dating in, say, your mid-30s or your 40s. For me, very, very different. I was an idiot in my 20s, and
Me too.
this is me. This is how I am. And if you can't handle me, and just all these things, not realizing that I was toxic as hell, and I wasn't seeking any healing.
Right.
It was all about me. I was so selfish, and it was all about the looks. I didn't, the heart. So please share, just the differences, because I know with my queen now, Tamiko, I'm glad that I met her now
Right.
and
You're
not back then, because I would have ruined it, guaranteed. Wow.
She's giving you that look, man. Like, I wonder how you work.
Yeah.
I knew him in his 20s, so I know him in his 20s. I'll tell you stories later. So.
And listen, I keep telling everybody he has been overly honest. I know too much already.
Yeah, she knows almost all the stories.
I know.
Almost.
Yes, almost.
Tamiko, there's certain things you just probably don't even want to know.
Honestly, there are certain things that he's told me that I'm like, I didn't need to know that. Now I can't.
Yeah.
Now I can't hear that. It's now in my brain. But I appreciate the honesty. But yeah. But then, having said that, I was different back then too. So
yeah,
we all were, right?
Like, it could have been just the toxicness. I don't know.
I think for me, I wasn't like Mr. Braggadocious. I wouldn't say that, but like I wasn't sure what I wanted. I wasn't sure of what I wanted. I wasn't sure of who I wanted, and I damn sure didn't believe in therapy. Right? Like that's important. Like so before we got together, like I took a break from everything. I took a break from everyone. Like I was just trying to figure out myself, right? And that. I feel like that led me to the point that I'm at right now, right? That led me to my wife, because I had to really take some introspective looks at who I was and what I wanted and what I needed, right? Those aren't things I thought about in my 20s. It was all about having fun and going out. And I mean, I still always believed in balance, right? I always 100% believed in balance, but working on myself, and that wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind. So there's no way I could pour into someone else, right? Everyone's like, yo, you're like Mr. Romantic. And those aren't things I did in my 20s. I didn't care about that stuff, right? Like, I didn't care about, like, my wife loves flowers. My wife loves certain things. Like, I'm going to do those things that make her happy, right? Even if it's a stress for me, even if it's hard for me, I'm going to do it. or I'm going to try to do it, right? You know, talking about like we have different love languages, right? And understanding what she needs and her trying to understand what I need. I didn't care about that in my 20s. I didn't. Like you said, it was about looks and, you know.
You didn't care about that in your 30s, huh?
Oh,
You trying to date people now, man. Like, hold on. I know we've known each other for a while, but come on.
For me, the biggest difference in between my 20s, well, 20s, 30s, and 40s is just dating with a true sense of purpose and accepting men for who they say they are and what they are in that moment, right? So in your 20s or 30s, you feel like, oh, I can save him. Oh, I can help him. Oh, I can do this and do that. And like, and Blaze would say, this person is clearly toxic and this person clearly does not want to be with you, but you want to make it work so bad. You want to try to make it work because you don't want to start all over again. And I think the difference was when I got to like my late 30s going into my 40s, I was very purposeful and I would legitimately look at a man. And first of all, I would ask the questions that I was always scared to ask in my 20s. I wasn't afraid to ask those questions. I wasn't afraid to ask for what I wanted and share what I needed and understand that if somebody was not willing to even attempt those things, then they weren't for me. And I'm not a unreasonable person. I'm not asking for Bugattis and stuff like that. But I remember even when John and he started off texting, right? So this texting. And I literally sent one message. I was like, do you actually speak on the phone?
What did I do?
That's literally what I said to him on the text. And my phone rang. And we started talking on the phone. And then I said, well, do you FaceTime? And unfortunately, he's Team Android. So we had to like, so we had to download Duo. We had to download Duo. So that we
got Androids?
Yes, I do. And I'm never giving it up. Next question. Next topic.
So we had to download Duo so that we can video chat and things like that. But I can tell you that those were things that I asked for in others and they didn't do it. Like they couldn't talk to you on the phone. And in my 20s, I would have been like, well, it's okay. He's still communicating. We're texting. And now I'm like, no, if you can't talk on the phone, bet. All right, I'm going to move on because I need that for myself to be happy in this relationship or happy in this space. And that is literally one of the hardest lessons, but one of the ones that was most important for me.
You got that. You want to say something, but you don't want to say something.
Me or her?
You.
Oh, yeah, I always want to say something, but
okay.
Growth is knowing when to shut up and listen and when to speak. So,
yeah, okay.
Miss Chambers.
I was going to ask, what do you want to achieve as a couple? What's like, if you can share, like what's one of the main goals that you would like to achieve as a couple?
You want me to share?
Yeah.
So we are in the process of writing a book. So that is one of our main goals. And you know, it's a very interesting process because we approach things pretty differently. John needs 20-minute breaks all the time. So we'll be sitting there doing stuff, and the next thing I know, he's looking around, he's doing, and
I get distracted.
He gets distracted so easily. So when we originally started talking, we're like, all right, we're gonna put our cell phones in like the other room. We're gonna focus. We're gonna, you know, but lo and behold, 15, 20 minutes later, he's like, and he'll go get water, and he'll go to the bathroom, and he'll do
That's my
this.
thinking time.
And then,
That's my thinking time.
but so this is what I learned from that, right? I was like, okay, I understand what helps him be more successful. So what we do, we put a timer, right, on the phone. So we brought one phone into the room and we put a timer on the phone, and we're like, all right, you cannot start looking around or doing anything until this timer goes off. Once this timer goes off, we will go, and the timer would go off like every 25 minutes, would allow him that space to, then go and do what he needs to do, get his break, refuel, or whatever it is that he needed. So understanding that, but that's our biggest goal is writing our book and getting it out and sharing it with. Oh yeah, I can't wait for you to buy it either. And hopefully
we can't share the name yet.
and
Someone's going to
hopefully,
try to take it, but yeah.
Hopefully, a million other people, and it becomes a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, speak it. When are you going to have it out?
Hopefully this year.
Hopefully
the
this
goal
year.
is this year.
The goal is this
Nice.
year. Yeah. The goal is this year. We have a couple themes and a couple things we're trying to, wrap around the book, but yeah, it's going to be good.
I'm sure.
I'm excited. So, we shall see.
So that's the biggest goal. The other goal is, just growing within our relationship and growing within our marriage, continuing to strengthen our marriage. That's really, really important for us. We still have date nights. We still, give each other special. First of all, I'm low key silly, so I'll just be real silly with him and keep him on his toes, which some of it is not PG-13, so I can't share. But we
Share the PG-13 version.
A lot of it.
But we have fun. Like we do have fun. Like that was the one thing I think we talked about really early on.
We don't believe in having a boring marriage. We're not.
If we can't have fun,
it was like we're not doing it.
So I got in trouble, right, one time by him because I don't know Blaze. Well, to be honest, I don't know. But have y'all ever seen Sex and the City, the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the movie. I know.
He's like, where's this going now?
So
where's this going?
In one of the scenes in Sex and the City in the movie, one of the characters, as part of their anniversary, go get sushi, and she puts the sushi all over.
Oh yes,
I did see that actually.
You did? He's like, I did see that.
I
I saw the clip, something like that.
Right.
So, yeah, I did that. He walked in.
All right, Caitlin.
What? He was like, what's going on? And then he was like, actually.
Did you use chopsticks, John?
Was that what?
Did you use chopsticks?
Come on, man. I'm Jamaican. I got my teeth, man. Chopsticks. Come on now.
So we definitely like to keep life very interesting and fun and interesting. So that's definitely a goal of our relationship, is to stay having fun, right? To stay enjoying it. And I shared with John, I was like, shoot, we married now. So like all the stuff I've been thinking about, dreaming about, wanting to do.
All the stuff she's been holding back for all these years is just all unleashed on me. Like all of it. I'm just like, hey, I'm
you are blessed.
I love it. I love it. Bring it on.
For real. You know how when you were a little girl and you would read books?
Yeah.
And you would be.
And you're like, ooh, one day I'm gonna do
exactly. That's life.
I've never had that list. So, what B said, this is Blaze After Dark. So, John, do you know what time it is?
I don't. What time is it?
Caitlin, do you know what time it is?
I forgot. It's something with music. It's singing a song.
It's almost 10 o'clock, but what time
Miss
is it?
Chambers, talk to him.
Are you gonna make me sing it?
Go for it.
I'm not gonna sing it. No, only you should do it. I will dance though. You know that already.
It is color time.
Oh,
Color time.
yes, in the dance. I remember
Color
the dance.
time. Color time.
Oh.
Yes, this is Color Time. This is a segment of the show where we, the hosts, scream out random colors. Yes.
With abandon.
And you, the guest, say whatever comes to mind. There are no right or wrong answers. It can be philosophical, it can be logical, it can be spiritual, it can be deep, it can be nasty. Mm-hmm. Whatever comes to mind, that's your answer, and stick with it. All right. So you won't get the same color all the time because I want you guys to think on your feet as you all are
Debating
brainstorming
now.
on what the answers are going to be
Okay.
before we even start. All
Oh,
right. So with that said, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
We're ready.
All right. I shall start with the first color, and then Miss Chambers will chime in on a few of the other ones. I'll keep the first color simple, right? So nothing too crazy. All right. Caitlin,
Yes.
when John wears red, what does it do to you?
When
What's up?
when
Keep my comments to myself.
You love red. What are you talking about?
What?
Yes, don't go there. You really like
Let's go
red.
look in the closet right
You
now.
really
See
like
any red
red.
shirts I got.
Well, he does like red, but he doesn't really wear red often at all. He likes red things. Maybe that's what it is. You don't wear red, but you do like red things, like pillows and things like that, walls. So he doesn't really wear red, so it does nothing. Sorry.
Dun, dun, dun.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Sorry.
Well,
I know that doesn't.
I don't
make
really
for a
wear
good,
red. I honestly
I know
don't.
that doesn't make for a good.
I wear a lot of
podcast,
pink. I wear pink. I wear.
but I like the
similar
color of
colors.
his just skin with nothing else on.
Oh, honey. She's like, I love the color of his skin.
It's really nice. I like that.
Blaze After Dark has started, girl. Oh my god. Oh my
John,
god. Yes.
what color do you think Caitlin looks sexiest in?
All black everything. All black. And she has a lot of black.
Mm.
Dinner dresses. I mean, I love it when she's like in a nice form-fitted dress, black shoes. I mean, from head to toe. Like that's, it's sexy. It's elegant at the same time. It's fun, right? It's even fun for me. You could put a little pop of color with it. So, all of it.
I purposely came outside of my element by wearing this color because
She would have had on black.
I would have had on black.
For sure.
That's 80.
Look at the closet.
Easily
It's like 75% black.
85% my closet's
Yeah.
black.
Lots of black. But I like it though. I like it. Yeah.
I do.
You look good in black. You doing well.
Thank you. Thank you.
John, what color was Caitlin wearing on your first date? And what energy did that color bring you?
Oh my gosh. I know where we went. I know.
Do you know what I was wearing?
Wait, hold on.
Really?
Hold on. Colors, hold on. You don't get me in trouble, man. I can tell you every other detail about the date. It was the most beautiful color that she's ever worn in her life.
You know what? Do you want to know what makes this all really silly too? Hold on, the camera. You know what makes this really silly too? I was wearing black. I was wearing black.
I wasn't see, and that's the most beautiful color she's ever worn in her life, and she looks so amazing.
And we have
I was so nervous.
And we have a picture on our nightstand from that date. It's on our.
But I told you, I can tell you every other detail about that day. Every other.
We literally have a picture on our nightstand from that date, and I have on black.
But it was the most beautiful color. The most beautiful color. Right?
John.
Yes.
Another question for you.
Time in a row. Back to me.
Yes, back to you. On that first date, if you had to sum up that first date with a color, what would it be? and why?
I would say red, right? That's a color I would sum it up with, right? So she had on all black. I was nervous as heck. Remember, she had just flown down. I'm trying to impress her. Like, and red to me is just like the color of anxiousness, the color of angst. So I would say red. Like that. That's a color that sums up that first day. I was trying to do the most. So yeah, red. That's it right there.
I kind of want to know what what you were doing now, but you know.
We'll save that for part 2. I was just very nervous, very, very nervous. Let's just say
very nervous. It was very endearing.
It was good nervous.
It was very endearing.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It was very endearing.
Yeah. You know, I was trying to make sure that she came down to see me again. How about that?
Oh.
I kind of nervous. Yeah.
You gave her something to remember.
Yeah, exactly. Give her something to remember. Like also being my authentic self at the same time, not putting on the show. But I was nervous as heck, man. I was just like, yo, she's not gonna like me. This is the end of this. Like, you know, all those thoughts going through my head at the same time. All of them. Yeah. Here we are. Something worked. I don't know what it was, but something did.
You worked. That's what happened. You worked.
You got another color question for me? Number 4? 4th one in a row or what?
I mean, I have a question. I'm gonna do what not for you, John, though. I'm actually gonna do what Blaze did last week because it was quite funny. Kettelyne, what color do you least like to see John in? And why?
So I don't actually have a color that I least like to see him in, but I have a clothing that I least like to see.
Is it corduroy?
No, especially in
I
South
stopped
Florida.
wearing that a while ago, but
Especially-
yes, I used to rock that heavy. But yeah. I used to
South
rock
Florida?
Yeah.
So John loves his hats.
I
And
don't like my hat.
and when John gets a new hat,
You bought me a hat for my birthday.
yeah, because you like it.
She bought me a hat for my birthday. Y'all hear
Because
this?
he likes them,
She
and I
literally
know
bought
this.
me a hat 2 weeks ago for my birthday. Yes, I'm starting to collect hats. I'm
Yeah.
taking after my father. But yeah,
Yeah, but I'm gonna buy what he likes. But this is the problem, though.
I'll wear it out.
He would if John gets a new hat on Friday,
You about to see it in every picture.
John will wear it Friday. He'll wear it Saturday.
Yep.
Come brunch on Sunday. He
Yep,
got the
all
same
of
hat
it,
on.
all of it.
He'll retire it Monday. Tuesday it's back on, and I'm
Yep.
like, dude.
And then it's not for a couple months,
Just-
and then I got
no,
new.
it's like 3 weeks. The same exact hat will be worn over and over again for 3 weeks straight.
All the pictures.
All the pictures,
All
every
of
to
it.
the point that sometimes I'm like, just take off the hat. Take the picture, but just take off the hat. So it's not a color of clothing. I'm sorry, because I can't give you that. But
Let
the
me go get my
hat.
hat from upstairs.
I'm surprised he ain't got a hat on tonight. To be quite honest.
Actually,
I was expecting a hat because that's the picture we got. The picture we got was the hat.
I did have a hat.
for my birthday. Like
I'm gonna buy what you like, though. I'm not gonna buy what you don't like. I just don't want you to wear the hat for 3 weeks
I'm not-
straight.
I know exactly where I'm wearing it to. I'm gonna retire after that. It's gonna retire for a couple weeks. Next question.
Ooh.
The hat.
Oh,
Sorry, but yes, the hat. There you go. That's it.
All right. Kettelyne, what is John's favorite color
Green.
and why?
I don't actually know why. I think he's just always liked that color. It's always been just one of his favorite colors. I think some of it might have to do because his last name is Hunter, and he likes hunter green specifically, so like that dark green.
Mhm.
So if I were to guess why, it probably has a little bit to do with his name. But yeah, green.
That's where it started. Yeah, for sure.
His
Yeah,
favorite color.
I like hunter green.
What was John's favorite color as a child?
Ooh, good one.
Good one.
You might know that.
Do I know that?
Yeah, you should.
Your favorite color as a child? I don't think I know that.
So this could break y'all up.
Looking up over a color, then you're not a power couple to begin with.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
that is definitely not breaking us up.
Exactly.
Okay, his favorite color as a child, I would say is, I want to say you told me brown one time when we talked. Because I
No, that's
remember
not
it was an odd color. It wasn't like
Not brown, but it's not a staple color that most people would say is their favorite. But gray.
gray. That's it,
Gray.
gray. I remember it was an odd color
That's my
because I was
favorite color.
like, oh, that's different. It's interesting, but it's different. So that's what it was, gray.
Yes, I used to wear a lot of gray. But yeah, that was my favorite color.
Gray is one of those colors. Since I've been doing this podcast, majority of my guests, they associate gray with sadness. They associate gray with not being sure. Not everyone. Some people love gray, but on average, that color kind of, I guess people associate it with clouds.
Yeah.
Or like the gray area, that sort of thing.
That's interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I can definitely see that.
Gloom, as Stephanie said. Yeah. So, we have 2 more colors for you.
Okay.
And they're going to be super sexy.
Hey.
Miss Chambers, take it away.
Why are you gonna say it like that though?
Somebody said,
This is how I talk.
Tamika, are you gonna go into the dark side too?
I mean, we all see who my partner is. I kind of had no choice, right? Like,
He's like, come on.
yeah, we're there. I got dragged kicking and screaming. So let's see. What? No, I've never been in the dark. Anyway, that's a whole different question. So
Right.
what? Oh, what's your least favorite color on Kettelyne, John? Answer
The truth.
carefully.
Ooh. Least color. Which I haven't seen her in a whole lot, but like yellow, like those really like anything that's super bright. I don't know. It doesn't. It hurts.
You told me I looked real good in the yellow dress. Our engagement photos, y'all. Our engagement. Look at the engagement photos. Y'all, our engagement photos. Our engagement. Can you go get the engagement photos? You know what? All right, because God knows us. It's right up here.
These yellow pants, y'all, right here. You saw those yellow pants? Y'all see it? Stand up again.
No, look at
Stand up.
this. Look at
No,
this.
stand up.
Look at
Look at
this,
those yellow pants.
this yellow dress, and he told me I looked fabulous in
I
it.
actually do think you look fabulous in that, though, I will say.
Thank you, and he loved it.
Beautiful.
First of all, they're not
Like
yellow.
Skittles.
It's a whole,
They are like
it's a
Skittles.
whole
Y'all
lot
look
of
like a
colors.
bag of Skittles.
It's a whole lot of colors.
So
going on.
that is true though. He's
whole lot
like,
of
you be wearing some bright colors. I'm from the islands. What do you expect?
I used to love bright colors.
I'm from the islands. Like I wear bright colors.
You be mixing a whole bunch of bright colors. Yeah. Yellow.
Oh, John. I did say answer carefully, and clearly you didn't heed my warning. There was a whole photo behind you.
Now I know deep down he hated that outfit in our photo.
Yeah, drink your water or whatever's in there.
I think
John, you
half-
have a way to redeem yourself.
half a gallon.
What color does Kettelyne wear that when you see it, it's on?
Royal
It's
blue.
on.
Royal blue.
Royal blue?
Royal blue for sure. 100%.
Like you rush the date to go home because it's on.
Royal blue. Anything royal blue. Shoes, accessories. You know, she has multiple like business suits and dresses that are royal blue. I love seeing that color. Love it.
Hmm.
You know, what's the matter with her?
No, I'm not. I'm so mad about this yellow.
She's about to put on yellow later.
I'm
y'all.
about to put yellow.
She about
See
to
what
put
he
on.
think. Be
She
like,
about to
you
put on
like
yellow.
this? Think about that.
I feel like after this podcast, Caitlin will be wearing yellow all week. John will have on a hat all week.
Always. I'm sending you all the pictures.
Oh my god! I wish I had enough yellow to do that. I do.
You don't wear much. You don't.
Well, congratulations. You all survived color time.
So what, people break up over color time? Is that what's happening? On your
Not
podcast?
in public, but
Behind the scenes.
No, right? Never know.
never know. And we got more couples coming, so we shall see. Not that that's our goal to break up power couples. No,
Of course
not at all. This is a opportunity to share with the world what makes you powerful, right? What you love about your partner, and ultimately for those listening, dropping gems, right? Because you have people who are in relationships who are open to change or open to tips. You have people who are single who have been through the mud, who have been through toxic relationship after toxic relationship. And tonight I just wanted to highlight and insert some fun just because it's kind of funny to laugh at people's couples as they fight and argue on the podcast. But you know, at the end of the day, it's about inspiration and words that we say tonight. You just never know. It really could make a huge impact on someone's life. So,
That's real.
so with that said, starting with Caitlin, what's most important in a successful relationship?
Most important in a successful relationship. And again, I can only speak for myself. I encourage everybody to really, really think through this for you and where you are in your space. For me, the most important things in our relationship is communication and companionship. And that's important for me because one, we have to kind of talk through things. We gotta be able to be transparent with each other, like I said earlier, be authentic in who we are. And the companionship is really just have fun, right? I think a lot of times people get married and they think, oh my gosh, I'm married now and I have to act a certain way or I have to do things a certain way because I'm married. And you lose that companionship. You lose like that fun that you had. And that's really, really important for me for a successful relationship is how can we still be friends? How can we still have fun? How can we still enjoy each other? And then how do we communicate? How do we honor each other, honor the spaces that we're in, honor the secrets and the intimate thoughts that we share with one another and not hold it either against each other or use it against each other.
Okay. John, same question.
The first thing that comes to mind for me, it's similar, but it's very different. Compatibility, right? So there's a lot of people that get together, whether it's relationships, and especially people that get married, that solely do it just for love. And if you get married just for love, sorry to say that, that's not all you need, right? Like you have to be compatible with that person. You have to be able to share. You have to be able to, as Caitlin said, be your authentic self, right? Be silly, be funny, be able to talk to your partner about what you and your boys talked about, right? Within reason and vice versa, right? So you have to be compatible with that person. You have to share similar interests, similar likes. You don't have to do everything together, but you have to want to be with a person, right? And a lot of people just get in relationships and they fall really hard just because of love. And like I've just seen it happen and it just doesn't last, right? So compatibility for me is just that's up there. That's probably number one.
Yeah. Nowadays, when you hear that word, people tend to associate that with your zodiac sign.
Right.
But it goes deeper, right?
Yeah. For sure. way deeper than that, right? Because I mean, like people like two zodiac signs, like I'm an Aquarius, right? And people say like, oh, you should never date your own sign, or you should never date a fire sign. But I mean, is there any truth to that? I don't know, right? Like it's about the person, it's about the individual, it's about what you share with that person, right? How deep you can get in your thoughts and your conversations and your actions. I mean, that zodiac sign stuff, I mean, I take it for face value. Let's put it that way. Right? I take it for face value. It's really about the person.
And think about what we shared earlier. When I say we, I mean more you, Blaze. About who you were in your 20s. Your zodiac sign never changed, but you changed.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So when people say that, it's like, oh, it's if you believe it, then that's cool. But at the end of the day, you changed as an individual. Your zodiac sign stay the same. Your height probably stay the same. Your experiences, how you grew up, all that stayed the same. But there was some point in life that you said, I want to do things differently.
You said my height?
Just giving an example. It's like your height
probably stayed the same. Like you didn't go tall. You didn't get taller.
You didn't grow. Like you probably stayed in like 20, 2022. You didn't get it.
Out of all things to say though.
Well, because I was gonna say weight, but then some people's weight does change, so I could say weight. I know. So I could say weight.
All that standing I've been doing in my 30s just happened.
But no.
Equally yoked. See, someone said that.
Yeah, equally yoked. You do have to be equally yoked, and that comes with kind of, learning who you are and growing within yourself. So.
Yeah, I was talking yesterday about for me what's the most important thing that I see in regards to a lasting relationship. Not that I'm the guru when it comes to lasting relationships, right? But
Wait, what?
all right, okay. However, I've grown. I have matured. Sip tea. And for me, I feel that the most important thing in a relationship is that both parties, that both partners continue to heal.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are carrying childhood trauma, PTSD, you know what I mean? And the way you were raised, and we go into life and we grow up and we become adults, but many of us are really just big kids because we're not dealing with this trauma, with these issues, and we're getting we unleash our anger at our spouse, and we go into these certain bad habits that we still had, that we had in our 20s, and they travel with us if we don't deal with it, right? Like John said, he had to take time to be alone, to grow, you know what I mean? Like to get to grow and to build. And in that time period, you were healing. You know what I mean? So you have to renew your mindset and all that. And the healing journey never stops. You're not like you arrive.
Right.
Oh, well, I'm healed now. No, with so many layers, right? We're all jacked up from so many things, right? But I believe that if two people are committed to each other, they should also be committed to healing, to keeping that process going throughout so they can actually grow.
Agreed.
So
it's a journey, man. It's a journey. Like we're just trying to be better individuals, right? Individually, and then better spouses, right? And better friends, better parents, brothers, sisters, all of that, right? It never stops. I mean, if it stops, you die. Like you should be trying to get better and do things differently. So that's true what you said, man. That's really true.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I didn't realize that till the other day. So years later, I was like, oh, so it's not because of my zodiac sign. It's not because of that's who I am.
Yeah.
It's because of those are my beliefs. And what if those are not facts? What if those are just beliefs? And what if I think outside the box and then it's like, oh, damn, this opens up a whole nother world.
Right.
Things that we thought were facts, whether we got them from our culture or our parents, and we swore they were facts. And then you meet somebody and they trump all of that, and you're like, those weren't facts. Those are just beliefs that were passed on.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, Miss Chambers, are you awake?
I am right here. I'm just taking it all in.
Okay.
You dropping some gems, man. She's just trying to receive it all, you know? She's like, I'm not used to this. No, you're a very philosophical person, though, Blaze. Like, one thing that you probably don't even remember telling me this. This is like years back. But you told me soul ties are real, right? Like, the energy that you get from other people is real. And you told me that. This is probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and that stuck with me. Man. So I appreciate that. Like,
I remember where.
you remember? Yeah, it's real. It's a real thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
transferring energies and stuff, like, that's
It's a real thing.
a serious thing, you know? So appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
I feel his energy at various times too, and like sometimes he'll say nothing, and I'll just be like, "What's wrong? What happened?"
Yeah.
He'll be like, "What you mean? What happened?" I'm like, "What happened?" And then he'll say, "Well, so and so at work or this," and I just knew it. I could just feel the energy from him, and he didn't even say a word. He didn't even have a look on his face. It's just I could tell.
Yeah.
So that is very real.
Yep.
And it's the energy that you all possess together, because you, Caitlin, have your own energy. You, John, have your own unique energy. And when you guys come together, that in itself is its own energy.
Yeah.
Hence why people feel drawn to you to ask questions or to speak to you or whatever, because of its own energy. So energy is everything. Energy is big, man.
Yep.
Energy that you receive, the energy that you put out, the energy of a color on a first date, you know.
All
Black,
the energy.
like first date, black. He
All
could
that
have guessed
energy.
that and gotten it right.
I wasn't. I gave a very generic answer on purpose.
Especially when 85% of my closet is black.
You went safe the first date? You went safe.
I didn't go safe. I went bringing it all, and I know
I
I
came
look
with
good
a
in
blue
black.
blazer.
So
I came
was
with a
like,
blue blazer. Like, I was trying to like impress you and went safe.
I didn't go safe.
So you remember what you were wearing, but you don't remember what she was wearing.
Oh,
Stop.
oh.
Stop it.
I can see there's a little bit of
Picture that she
self
just-
there.
Picture that she
on the
just
first
talked
date.
about made me remember, right? Like, 'cause there is a picture on the dresser, and I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, she did have on black.
The picture on our dresser.
Well, hey, this is what we do on the Blazer Line podcast. We bring couples closer together, right?
Exactly.
I'm gonna put it on our dresser too in the bedroom so that he could see it each and every day. This right
Yellow.
here. This right here, yellow.
Yeah, put that one, replace it. Just put the yellow one there.
I am. I'm replacing this one
Yeah,
right
do that. So he can wake up and see all that glory first thing in the morning.
Oh, red too.
here. What about red?
About red.
Oh, he asked about red. He said fire, but this is the red.
Oh, look at you. That yellow
right.
though.
So we've been almost 90 minutes in. We are coming to a close. Yeah. There was a question in the chat that I never got to that I want to go to. So this is for you both.
Okay.
Were you both looking for love, or did love find you?
I wasn't looking for love.
I was not looking for love.
I wasn't looking for love. Like, I can truly say that. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't. So to be honest, there was a point, 2019, 2020. I feel like I gave up on love. Right? I was just like, hey man, God, what you have for me is for me. Right? I wasn't out looking. You know, I wasn't an asshole about it either, but I wasn't looking for love, right? So I would say, you know, on the flip side, I would say that love found me. I was definitely not looking.
I wasn't looking. I was dating, but I knew very early on that those weren't going to be, the ones. So I was just, again, like I said, I felt like I had a really, really happy life. I was in a great space, just kind of reinventing myself. And so it was a pleasant surprise when it happened. And like we said earlier, John knew very early on. I was a little more hesitant, like, I don't know, I'm not sure. But he, first of all, is such an incredible man, right? It's like, how can you not fall in love with him? Just in that, just in just who he is as a man. So he made it very, very easily to have butterflies and to feel safe and to keep a smile on my face. So it didn't take much longer after that.
Oh, I didn't know I did all that. Okay. I feel good right now. Wow. I feel great.
I shouldn't have given you all that compliment after that yellow too. So.
Listen.
There we go. You can't take
I'm gonna bring that yellow up for at least a good week, Blaze, just to let you know.
Yo, rock the hats, bro. You know what I mean?
I am.
Just listen to her, but just rock the hats.
Like, yes, honey, with the hat.
Right. Oh man, I got some jokes for that. But yeah, we'll leave that for the next podcast. Part 2. But yeah, we definitely weren't looking for love, both of us. Like, we've had many conversations about that.
It did find us.
Yeah, it was very much like, all right, we're gonna see if this is gonna work out, right? Like I said,
Isn't it better that way?
It's
100%.
Yeah, it's better.
100%.
For sure.
Because when love finds you, you're able to really, like, when you're not okay. So when people are looking for love, they're looking for something, right? So they have this specific idea, thought, process that they want to go through. So when you're not looking for it, right, you allow it to just be what it is. You allow it to take like this kind of life and form itself around you and your relationship so that it works for you, versus when you're looking for something and you're like, they have to make this amount of money, they got to come from this kind of family, they got to be this tall, they've got to want this many children, they got to, at that point, you're putting so many limitations on even the possibility of what your relationship could be, because you're putting limitations on that person. I would never want to put any kind of limitations on him, because I understand and know the greatness that he can be. So why would I want to limit that by wanting these certain things as a partner? I don't. I want him to mold himself within our relationship and within our structure to be the best version of him.
Amen. Yes, you might be missing your blessing.
Absolutely, Stephanie, missing
your
blessing. And hey, Mahala, I don't think I should have shouted out Mahala earlier. Hey, Mahala. And for anybody I didn't shout out, that's because I can't actually see who is like on this call. I can only see people who comment. So if I didn't shout you out, put a comment and I will.
I was there. I saw you.
Or you could just hold a grudge,
No grudges.
Hold a grudge for a couple of years. Like, you didn't say anything to me. You said something to everyone else. Blah, blah, blah.
You did it on purpose.
You'll get that too sometimes.
I know you did.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, man. Love is real. Black love is real. Like, you don't have to go looking for it. If you're in the right space as an individual, it will happen. That's my comment for the night right there.
Yeah, it'll come when you're ready. And many times you don't even realize that you're ready.
Right.
Because as you guys said, you guys weren't looking. I know Tamiko has told me several times that she wasn't looking. I was done with dating.
Right.
For maybe like 2 weeks though. I was like, man, you know what? I'm done. I'm through. I'm going to abstain, be celibate, for like 2 weeks. This is and then this lovely lady
Walks
shows her
into your
face.
Right.
And the first time that we spoke on the phone for 3 hours, right?
It was more than that.
It
It
was
was
more than
almost
that.
4 hours.
The first
Yeah.
time
It was like
we
4 hours the first night, and then 3 hours the second night.
Yeah,
and
that's a beautiful.
in
thing.
that first conversation, like I already knew.
Yeah. And that's
And
the
he
Right.
thing.
did say, "Can you imagine how scary that was?" He did say, and I was like,
You're gonna be my lady. You're gonna be my queen, right? Like you
Yeah.
probably said that pretty
First
blunt.
phone call.
And that's the thing, right? Like people say as a guy, when you know, and it's hard to explain what that means, but that's a feeling, right? You know it when you meet the person that's for you, right? Like, and sometimes it scares people away. When it's a guy saying it, it scares people away, right? It's like he's crazy, like
But it's also
No.
determining if the person's authentic, right? So
Yeah.
you go back to like what we were talking about earlier in your 20s or 30s when a guy's like, yeah, you the one, you my boo, you my ride or die, you my girl, you my this, and you're thinking, yes, they're honest but they're really not. So it's also, learning who you are and ensuring that your actions, your words, Blaze, matched your actions to Tamiko, and that she was not only hearing but seeing the things that you were saying come to fruition in front of her eyes. So I think that's really key for people, to anybody who's single on the phone, to kind of understand and to really recognize that, ensure that those words match the actions and the actions match the words.
Yes.
"Absolutely."
I must say, Caitlin, that you look great in pink.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I also must say that you look gorgeous in yellow too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Boom. Yes, thank you for that one. I needed that.
Whole engagement photo shoot.
I
Y'all.
need
Whole engagement photo shoot. Any other color.
Yo.
Whole engagement photo shoot color.
Thank you, John, for being real.
You could have
For
said
keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
You could have said
Always.
100 green.
That wouldn't have been real.
I don't think I've ever worn 100 green.
You haven't. You like the color, though?
I do like the
Yeah.
color.
I'm trying to get you into it a little bit more.
So quickly, before we go, we didn't really speak about this, but it's late, so keep it brief.
Okay.
Just get into share briefly what you all do separately, professionally, and how they can reach you in your own path.
Yeah, so I'll go first. So I am a senior leader in the healthcare staffing world. So basically, I work for a large healthcare organization, and we find jobs for doctors and nurses that travel for work, right? Staffing. So I'm a senior leader there. I've been there for 7-8 years. Love what I do. Also, another passion of mine is I'm back in real estate right now. So for those that are looking to buy, sell, rent, invest in South Florida, hit me up. My page is Hunt for Homes 1 Instagram, or you can email me huntforhomes1@gmail.com. So, definitely going to be stepping into that space with a lot more energy in 2022. So that's me in a nutshell. Professionally, that's me.
I am a human resources professional. I've been in HR for about 15 years now. I do work for a Fortune 200 company, but I also have my own HR company, consulting company. So you can reach me at The World of HR on Instagram or Facebook, The World of HR, and email is theworldofhr@gmail.com.
Nice.
I love it.
Look out for the book coming soon.
Yes.
Book coming soon.
Coming soon.
My name is Blaze Goldsmith. You can reach me at Iris. What?
Go ahead. Do your thing.
You can reach me at info@starchildsocial.com.
Hey.
Well, that's your joint venture? Is that what it was?
Speak it.
Yes.
Speak it.
Yes.
Right?
Wait, what?
I said, is that your joint venture? Is that your joint venture?
That's actually her company.
That's my company, Star Chart Social.
Okay. Nice.
But you know, there's a collaboration of I Raise Lions and Star Child
I love
Yeah.
it.
happening somehow. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah,
To
be
it.
raising lions and children
I love it.
to reach for the stars. Yeah, something.
I love it.
It's getting more and more painful.
All right. This was episode 59. You can watch the replay on YouTube. Whoa. It will be available as soon as I click end, and you can watch the replay for those who missed it or who came in late. Also, the audio version will be available on all major streaming platforms, from Spotify to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, so on and so forth. The audio will be available tomorrow. All right, this was episode 59. On our theme for all month, power couples. Are you a power couple? Are you and your spouse, are you and your partner a power couple? If so, it's too damn late for you to be on a podcast, but you all can still shine light and make an impact on this world. So go forth, my people. And yes, indeed. Before I close it out, Miss Chambers, any last words? Besides the fact that you think I'm wonderful.
I mean, that's exactly what I was gonna say. How did you know?
We're aligned.
Bring on the
Yeah.
words of affirmation, right? Bring on the words of affirmation. Bring them
That's
all
part of my
on.
love language.
Yeah, there you go.
Proceed.
I think I tell you like every morning. No,
What do you tell me every morning?
I'll tell you later. Thank you.
Huh.
Apart from that, thank you so much to Caitlin and John. You guys are amazing, and I pray for many more happy years and many more happy years together, and a lot of strength, a lot of love, and many more books. Why not? Let's go.
Let's do it. Thank you.
Let's
We
do it.
received
Like,
it.
why not? Why not? That would be
received it.
fantastic. And for everyone else, just keep loving each other and keep communicating and keep growing and keep improving. Why not? Let's go. Let's be happy. Let's be full of joy.
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's frolic in the forest
Why not?
together.
I love it.
Thank you all for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We
Very
appreciate
much.
it.
And thank you for everybody who stayed on and just shared your thoughts, shared your comments, and just supported the show, supported us. Thank you so very much.
Mm-hmm.
Love y'all.
Stay tuned for the John and Caitlin show coming soon.
Call it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Right.
This was the Blaze the Lion podcast. As I always say, peace and love.